Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a super day. Today we're going to do a recipe that my mom made quite often, and I just call it Mom's Carrots because I don't know what it was really called. She just did it. I'm using a Dutch oven and I'm putting in a couple of tablespoons of butter on a medium-high heat. I don't know where my mom got this recipe from, or if she just made it up. She's pretty good at throwing stuff into a pan and making a creation, and I don't know where it ever came from. I'm adding a half of onion diced, and we just want to saute the onion until it starts getting translucent and soft and gets sweet. I forgot to turn my little fan on, so you see me grabbing it there and turning it on because I don't want the steam to go up to the camera like it always does for some reason. And there's me fiddling, trying to find the button to turn it on. Oh well, we all have days like that, right? So we're continuing to saute the onions. And I'm throwing in 2 pounds of carrots. You'll notice these are white, yellow, and purple carrots. I found a bag of heirloom carrots and I thought I would like to try this and see if the taste is any different. Certainly the color is different. My mom would normally only use orange carrots because I don't remember ever seeing them before. Adding some salt and pepper. And of course, because my mother made it, it had a squirt of Maggi in it. It really does make a difference in the taste. I mean, Maggi is a really concentrated vegetable seasoning. It has a lot of salt in it, but the vegetable seasoning, when you add other things to it, become delicious in the recipe. I'm adding a half a cup of chicken stock. These carrots are going to kind of steam saute for about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll cover it up and we'll check it in a second. So 10-15 minutes later, here they are. I don't know if you notice, but all of a sudden everything's turning purple. I had no idea that the purple carrots would leak their color to the others. So all of a sudden, when it finally gets finished, I have a purple carrot dish. Oh well, it still tasted really good. I added a tablespoon of flour, and I'm just trying to make a little sauce here that goes with the carrots. The sauce that ends up coming out of this is absolutely delicious. It tastes like carrots and onion and very buttery. It's just delicious. You must try it. You can see that the sauce is getting a bit dry, so I'm adding just a little more chicken stock to loosen it up a bit. So there you have Mom's Carrots. Slightly different color of Mom's Carrots, but still basically the same recipe and the same taste. So I'm doing a bonus recipe for you today. It's called Celeriac Gratin. Have you ever tried celeriac before? It's celery root. I'm using a little pie pan, because it's just for me here. And I bought one bulb of celery root, which I sliced very thin. And I'm going to need a cup of shredded cheese. And I'm going to need some 5% cream to cover. Now you could use 35% cream if you want to be more indulgent, but I find that 5 is enough. I think that any more fat content and it'll be over the top. So you start off by layering the celeriac and cheese and cream. Salt and pepper as you go. Every layer you must salt and pepper. Here I'm adding the 5% cream, just enough to cover the layer. And some of the cheese. I'm using a cheese blend here. They call it a gratin blend, which I thought was perfect for this. It's a mixture of cheddar and Monterey Jack and Parmesan. So you bake that for 1 hour at 350 degrees. So here's another recipe. My friend Nancy said to me one day, if you could take the Brussel out of the sprout, I would probably try it. So here's my attempt. It's called the UnBrussel Sprout. I've added 2 tablespoons of butter to a saute pan and a tablespoon of garlic. We're going to let that soften up and get fragrant. Also adding a chopped onion. We're going to saute the onion for a bit, just until it starts getting, translucent and sweet. I'm adding in 1 pound of Brussels sprouts that have been very thinly sliced. I used a mandolin for this, so they got to be like paper thin. I of course removed all the outer leaves and took out any hard cores that were in the middle of the sprout. Throw those into the pan with the onion and garlic and butter and toss it up a bit, and we'll start sauteing that. Of course, we got to add some salt and pepper. Nothing worse than bland food, so please put something in there. If not salt and pepper, put your favorite seasonings, something to make it taste great. I'm going to add a half a cup of chicken stock. We want the Brussels sprouts to saute and kind of steam with this broth. It makes an excellent flavor and it gets rid of the Brussel. My friend Nancy said she would try this, so Nancy, if you're watching, let me know how you did. Need to saute for 10 minutes, I think. I mean, it depends on how well done you want this. It could be mushy if you leave it too long, so be careful. You want it still to have a little bit of bite to it. So there it is, finished, ready for a side dish to some meat that you might want to make. So, guess what I have? A dinner suggestion. I've made all kinds of side dishes, but no main course. So here it is. Today we're going to have some round sirloin tips. But you can use any kind of steaks you like. I put them in a griddle pan because I want to have the nice marks on them that you see in the restaurants where they throw them in a flame at 5,000 degrees and come out all charbroiled. Well, I won't get the temperature, but at least I'll get some of the grill marks. Depending on how well you want these done will depend on how long you leave them on each side. 3 to 5 minutes on each side. Use a meat thermometer to check. If you're looking for medium, about 130 degrees is about right. If you want them more well done, leave it longer. If you want them less well done, use less time. So I've given them a half a turn, and then I'm going to flip them over and brown the other side. Don't they look good? Oh my God, they were so good that day. I didn't eat both of them, just one, in case you're wondering. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. I'm adding some broccolini, or tender stem broccoli, or baby broccoli, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. But they are delicious because they're so young and tender, and they don't need a lot of cooking. You need to salt and pepper them as well. They need some flavor. And this should work out that as soon as the broccolini is done, your steak should be ready as well, based on the internal temperature that you like. So you might have to juggle the timing a bit. I'm adding a tablespoon of butter. This is just for flavor. I don't know if you've gone to a steakhouse and wondered why the beef tastes so good. Well, typically they put a bit of butter on it and they baste it with butter while it's cooking. So it comes up with phenomenal flavor. The butter is also good on the broccoli. So there's the plated dish for today. Some broccolini, some Celeriac Gratin, and a nice steak. Come join me for dinner. I hope you've enjoyed more food that warms your soul. See you next time.